So there's been three questions posited to the panel. Where do we stand vis-à-vis US trade and investment relations and FDI? And finally, why should US companies invest? So I'll do my best to answer all three of these. Let me begin by saying that Cyprus's relations with the US overall are outstanding. And as relates to trade specifically, the US exports to the US are up more than 33% from the previous year and almost double what it was pre-pandemic. And we're seeing the same upward trend in US FDI to Cyprus, which has seen a massive jump by more than 50% since pre-pandemic levels. But I think to better answer the questions, we have to take a step back and take a look at the bigger picture to properly gauge where we are and what the path going forward might look like. So, as we all know, there have been several major disruptions in close succession that have in many ways redefined global trade and have resulted in significant changes in underlying business models and global trade relationships, as Deborah alluded to. We've had Brexit, we've had COVID, we've had the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and we have the continued tensions between the US and China. On the last point, notwithstanding Secretary Yellen's trip to Beijing, I think in many ways the die is cast. Back in April, US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan noted the need for the US and its allies to bolster economic resilience. He talked about dedicated commitment among allied economies toward de-risking and diversifying. And if I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong, Deborah, the Council on Competitiveness National Commission on Innovation in its last report also noted the importance of the US engaging proactively on the international stage to reinforce global competitiveness by bolstering security, resilience, and reliability of critical supply chains. And I think the recent visit of Prime Minister Modi also highlights this realignment, as the US is clearly seeking to shift away, and some might even go so far as to say gradually decoupling, at least in certain key areas, from China. But, as is often the case, these disruptions also present opportunity. They are driving greater collaboration toward common goals and objectives of, hopefully, mutual benefit, like the green transition and the move to the digital economy. And this is certainly true in the East Med vis-à-vis the US. The catalytic and comprehensive 3+1 partnership between Cyprus, Israel, Greece, and the United States is immensely important for both security collaboration and economic collaboration. And the Abraham Accords have further enhanced the wider regional collaboration and integration, as I'm sure my counterpart from Israel, Minister Katz, will agree. Both these frameworks have given our wider region a significant boost in intra-regional trade and investment, but they're also creating opportunities for greater US engagement and investment. As Aristotle observed, the whole is often greater than the sum of its parts. So, the East Med, with Cyprus as its center, is well positioned to expand its role as an important geographic and economic region. And for US companies wanting to engage in our region, or even other important markets, including India, the Gulf, or Africa, or the EU itself, Cyprus can be an ideal hub for US investment, trade, and operations. In fact, I think it would not be overstating to say that in many ways we are uniquely positioned to do so. Cyprus is an EU member state. It is a common law jurisdiction with a very sophisticated financial services and fund industry that Mr. Sosilos no doubt reflects. And we are the crossroads of three continents with deep ties and solid bilateral relationships with important markets. So I'll leave it there, but no doubt Philippos can expand on Cyprus's value propositions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that's